minutes. If you have not followed his Triple H horse racing podcast, you're missing out. It's one of the best podcasts in the country.
Good morning. It is Travers Day right here on the HHH Racing Podcast. I'm your proud host, Howard Kravitz, along with good friends and co-host Pete Visco and Patrick Kunzel, as Paul Halloran is working at Saratoga Springs all weekend for the Saratoga Special. You can check that out online at thehorseracing.com and see some articles from Paul. We are here to talk about the early Pick 5 on Travers Day. It's the Midsummer Derby. It's simply one of the best racing cards of the entire year. 6 stake races, 5 grade 1s in a row. Come on. We are going to be talking about the early Pick 5 and also give some quick opinions as well on the Travers. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button on the bottom right-hand side of the screen as we are approaching 6,000 subscribers. We need your help in doing that and send people to the HHH Racing Podcast. Hit the notification bell on the top right and smash that like button below the video player. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Anchor, and you can follow us on X. I'll talk about a few other things as we get into the show. Pete and Patrick, this is just a great day of racing. I'm really excited to talk about it, and the early Pick 5 is challenging too. Pete, we'll start with you. How you doing this morning?
I'm great. 9 a.m. It's a little early for me. I usually sleep in on Saturdays, but I mustered my way through. Yeah, it's a big day. This Pick 5 is tough. I'm assuming we'll talk about that. Anytime you have 3 maiden special weights knocking around in a Pick 5 sequence, it makes it a little more difficult.
For sure. And Pat, you're up. You're used to getting up early, of course. Pete, sounds like you got a little sinus thing starting again. It sounds like
my life is a stuffy nose. My wife tells me every day, because I think it's the basement. I think it's the dustiness of a basement. So you guys get the unfortunate sound of listening to me stuffy every show. So yeah, my wife deals with it every day and curses at me every day about it. So.
All right. Well, Pat, the way Pete's going, he can build a new wing in the house there. Maybe get out. But Pat, I know as an East Coast guy, from New Jersey, 2.5 hours away from Saratoga, this has got to be a real exciting day, especially for you and everyone in the Northeast.
Yeah, for sure, Howard. It's always a great day. It's always a great Travers Day is always great. It's kind of the sign towards the end of summer, so this is one of the last hoorahs, as they say, before we get back to some normalcy in racing. But listen, this card is unbelievable, and I kind of like it. Makes you get up a little early, right? Gets the juices flowing.
I agree. Chris Couples is ready to rock and roll.
Yeah,
Let's effing go. What's up, Chris? How are you? New person in the chat, I believe. Mark Hoft or Heft. I apologize if I pronounce your names. I'm guessing it's Heft. I'm going to go with that. Happy Travers Day. What's up, Mark? Good luck to you. Look who's up, guys. You complain about being up early a little bit today, Pete. At 6:04 local time. Good morning, everyone. I'm here, but under protest. Tom, Talking Horses gets on early. Talk to NYRA, my friend. NYRA starts at New York starts at 11:10 local today. It's an early 8 o'clock Eastern. Live racing in the United States on the West Coast at 8 o'clock Eastern. You got to love that for sure. John is here. Banishing was shot out of a cannon to win that race. Very impressive. Wow. Banishing for David Jacobson last night in the Charlestown Classic wins. Kyle Roscoe's best bet, by the way. So congratulations to Kyle. Yours truly had $1 Pick 5. So that worked out well for me. Damon, we haven't seen you in the chat much. Damon Mims, who I've met a few times at the Derby. What's up, Damon? Happy Travers to everyone. Wilson is here. We got a lot of people in the chat, people getting up early. Paul Conlon, last one. Impossible early Pick 5? Paul, that's why we're here, my friend, to help you out so you can crush your bets and have plenty of money to bet on magnitude. Pete, later today, maybe?
we got a long way to go before we worry about magnitude.
Yeah,
there's a lot of races prior to that to lose. Hopefully we have money left by the time magnitude shows up. That's what I'm shooting for.
That'd be nice. All right, let's get into it, guys. We're going to talk about the early Pick 5. Pete and Pat and anyone at home, when scratches, let me know. They should be coming out very soon. Again, we're live here, 9:05 Eastern. I'd be very surprised if they don't come out in the middle of our show here. I don't see them out right now, so we'll just assume everyone is in until we don't know that. So let's go ahead and get started, guys. I have a lot of intel. If you subscribe to our Power Pick tip sheets, and why would you not? Let me bring that banner up. You just got 7 pages, 6 to 7 pages of information on today's card, including some information on the 2-year-old races as well. Please look into subscribing to our Power Picks tip sheet. It's very inexpensive. It's very profitable. The ROI in 4.5 years with almost 1,000 picks is well over $2. Not easy to do. I'm pretty proud of that, actually. And other people have contributed to the Power Picks as well. Go look below the video player and go to patreon.com. You can see on the bottom of the screen, patreon.com/HHH Racing Podcast. All right, guys, here we go. Now, our picks, of course, are going to assume there's no scratches. Usually some will pop up. It's great there today. That is not going to be an issue at all. So everything will be on the turf and ready to rock and roll. Race 1, bright and early, starts at 11, I think it's 11:10 or is it 11:05? 11:10 Eastern, $100,000 mile and a 16th inner turf maiden 2-year-olds. Rails are down. Inside has been playing very well since the rails have been down. As of right now, in the main body, you got a field of 8 with the morning line favorite number 1. Remember Mamba. What a great name for you LA Lakers fans. Remember Mamba. I'm assuming that is, of course, in honor of Kobe Bryant. Cherie DeVoe, Jose Ortiz. Let's see where we're going to kick off the show here. I'm going 3-2-1. Pete's going 4-3. Pat is going 2-1-4. Gentlemen, I do have some workout report information that you may or may not be privy to that I'll be talking about this morning, especially because there are, as Pete said, some 2-year-old races. There's 2 of them in this. There's one also in race 6. Pete, let's go to you first. You're going to go to Botas. Miguel.
Botas, maybe? Yeah, Miguel
Botas,
Clement.
yep. Clement can win first out. He's having a great meet with Flavian. Let's talk about the 6 first.
Yeah, I mean, Vekoma, he's out of a, well, I'm not supposed to say out of Vekoma, but I say it anyway. Right. Out of Vekoma on the sire side, obviously. I don't care. I always say it's something's coming out of the sire as well. So you can use that term interchangeably in my book. But when you get Pratt and you get a horse who $300K off the 35K stud fee that Vekoma is up for. Vekoma's just been hot. He's hot on all. I mean, he's good on all surfaces. 19% first-time starters, 19% 2-year-old first-time starters, 15% turf routes. So he's just solid. The dam side is pretty good in a limited sample size with first-timers as well. And Clement, I mean, obviously he doesn't have a ton of history as the main trainer, but he's 2 for 10 first-time starters in turf routes. But he's 2 wins and 2 in second in the last 4 first-time starters in turf routes. So he's really coming around there. He gets Pratt up. There's a couple good works on the dirt, but from a breeding standpoint, the turf looks fine to me. So I think there's a lot to like about this one first time out.
No doubt. Like I said, he can win first out, and you'd have to believe. Now, you got to let the board be your guide. Absolutely, these 2-year-old races. But Pat, you got to figure that a lot of trainers and owners wanted to run on this day, and a lot of these well-connected horses, obviously only one can win. You figure a lot of them are going to be live. It's hard for me to believe that like a long shot, small connected horse is going to win these 2-year-old races on this day. You never know, but it's worth at least mentioning.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, most of the owners are in town on this day too, right? So they want to make sure they have horses running in these races. So yeah, that is a valid point.
You are going to go with the 2, my friend, and I actually have some workout information on the number 2, Ambassador Blue. As you see the odds, the tote board is opened up officially. Obviously, the horse will not be. They're all 99-1 because there's no money in the pool right now. Ambassador Blue raced last time against Ted Noffey, who actually had on top that day in a pretty loaded, relatively loaded special weight race. He was down on the inside. He was climbing. He looked a little bit uncomfortable. Now he's going to the turf. He's got blinkers on. I like this pick, Pat. I have him second. You see the dam had some turf experience as well. And I actually have a workout that I will show everyone in just a minute, Pat. What do you like about Ambassador Blue?
Yeah, this is actually the one of the races we covered on the Saratoga today on Whitney Day, I believe, Howard, you and I. Yeah, listen, He obviously didn't take much money on debut in this spot, but obviously that was kind of just a prep race. And I feel like this horse, just watching the horse run in that race, seems way more turfy than, than he actually ran on the dirt. And I just think Gargan getting this horse right on the grass for his next workout. And I had the one on August 15th that I watched, which I thought was pretty good. Was breaking behind a pair and then splitting them to pull away in the stretch. I thought that was pretty impressive. Watching that. So I just think this horse is going to move forward in here, and should be a decent price.
You see, he's the 4 in the blue. I see what you're saying, Patty. Sort of see he's climbing. He's taking a lot of dirt. When you're not really a dirt horse, Pat, you don't. This is not where you want to be.
Correct. Yeah, and that's that's kind of what I thought, and I wasn't really so sure what to make of this performance, just because, like I said, I thought this was more just complete turf to me. And now watching that workout on the 15th was kind of made me a little more strong about what I think of this horse getting on the turf today.
Well, here's the work that we're talking about, courtesy of First TV, which should pop on here in just a second. There we go. So why don't you talk about, Patrick, this is something I know you feel like you've improved a lot on, and I agree. He's Ambassador Blue is in behind. This is a work after the race that we saw. Tell us what you see. Look at how big this high knee action is right here. He's really climbing, and then he splits. Tell us what you like about this workout, Pat, for people not too familiar with morning works.
Yeah, so obviously this was by design because he went in company with 2 other stablemates, so breaking behind them, and then they wanted him to pass horses, and he ends up passing them, goes right in between, which is pretty courageous for a 2-year-old. And I just think obviously was asked, but did it pretty easily, getting ahead of his one stablemate to the outside there. So I thought that was pretty impressive for a 2-year-old.
Pete, he still looks green to me. It looks like he's got a lot of learning to do. I don't know if he's going to have the acceleration necessary to win this race, but it's clear that he's going to improve on the turf, at least in my eyes and in Pat's eyes.
Yeah, you would think so. I mean, based on the work, and I agree that this horse probably looks better for turf. Danny Gargan, not a huge sample size, but he's got 36% wins second time out going dirt to turf. So it was I think only 11 races, but he hit the board, I think 7 out of the 11. So this horse should improve and should run a lot better, and maybe you get a better price just because the first race looks so crappy on paper.
Well, I don't know. When you say that, you just nothing.
Uh-oh.
Is he? You can't hear him, can you, Patrick?
No, I can't.
Okay, I was making sure it wasn't just me.
You guys, can you
yeah,
hear me
now
now?
you're back.
We got you.
Now
Yeah,
you're back. Yeah.
I wanna apologize, everyone. I do not know. I've tried to reset the computer. I'm gonna have to because I'm jumping in and out, and I don't know why, and I greatly apologize. I know it's not horrible, but it's
I'm sure that soliloquy you were just going on was vital. So let's repeat it.
All right.
Howard,
anyway, you said the field looks. Go ahead, Pat.
The one is scratched. Mark pointed that out in the chat, and the horse did scratch.
Oh, okay. So scratch. Oh, there we go. Scratches are in. The one is out.
Scratches are in. Yep.
There we go. That matters quite a bit. Guys, don't give me the scratches right now. We'll just go through each race.
We'll go through each race.
The one is out, and the 8 is out. So it's a 6-horse field, I believe. I'm going with Franklin Delano, guys. The 5. I don't know if Roosevelt is somewhere in the picture, but anyway, Franklin Delano for Pletcher. Torres definitely is turf breeding, guys. Battle Flag was a turf horse. There's Sibs. Yeah, for the flag, won over $300,000, guys. One of the Sibs. I think similar to the number 2, this horse improve a lot. The works were good for Franklin Delano, both solid B as in boy workouts. I know they were dirt workouts, but I just have a feeling based on the breeding, Pletcher gave this one IRAD, etc. Anyway, I'm going to go with Franklin Delano. Let the board be your guide in this race. Quiet Power can absolutely win. Farrell, who is also for McPeak, with Rivera coming off a very live dirt race. The 5 is non-possible. A lot of ways to go here. Again, let the board be your guide with the firsters.
By the way, Farrell McPeak is not so successful going dirt to turf second out. He's 0 for 26 for anyone who likes Farrell. So the dirt to turf move
Yikes.
second out for McPeak is not a favorable one.
That's a feral smell.
It's a fair,
sure.
that is a fair,
that's a feral stat.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's go on to race 2 as I'm doing a bunch of clicking here on the screen. Race 2 is a nice allowance race. There we go. 1 3/16 miles on the turf. So they're starting at the top of the stretch on the melon. There are scratches. Let me see if they're coming up on Equibase. I saw there's scratches. There we go. Buoys is out, number 3. So is the 9, 10, 11. Those were, I think, main track only. So we got a field of 8 because both of the couplings are in. I'm sure Paul Halloran is very excited about that. Moorline favorite is number Crystal Quest, Trombetta and Pratt, a horse I've actually chased unsuccessfully a few times. I'm going 8-7-3. Pete's going 7-8-3. Pat's going 8-7-1A. Pat, we're going to go to you first. You and I agree, my friend. We're going with Vesting, Maker, and Rosario.
Yeah, I look at that last race where Crystal Quest and Vesting, went head to head in there. And I don't know about you guys. I just didn't think Crystal Quest ran better than Vesting, even though, he did get the better of him coming in second in there. I just thought Vesting, was way more involved early, and obviously is more forwardly placed and likes to be forwardly placed. But I just think that race alone, I just thought Vesting ran pretty big in there, and then was entered in the Arlington Million before Connections, thought probably better of it. But I think that could be a good sign, right? And then hopefully, this horse could be ridden aggressive again, and should be able to go maybe wire to wire in here.
I didn't like the ride, Patrick. I don't know if you thought about when I looked at it. Excuse me, apologies.
For which horse?
For Vesting, I didn't like the ride. I thought Rosario wasn't aggressive enough and didn't. I thought he let Freedom's Way get a little too close to him, and then it sort of took him out of his game once Freedom's Way sort of took his heart a little bit. It almost felt like, but I thought Rosario should have been more aggressive. Not that I know what the hell I'm talking about, but I thought Rosario could have been a little more aggressive because he sat a perfect trip. He did everything right, and then sort of just let Freedom's Way get to him a little earlier. So I'm hoping, like Patrick said, maybe he's a little bit more aggressive this time out.
That's fair. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I don't know. I didn't make too much of it.
Let me interrupt. Guys, hold on a second, guys. Hold on. Before we go on, I want to let them know where the horses are here as they're watching. So Vesting is right here, the number 6. Freedom's Way is in this red and white, the 5. Sorry, go ahead, Pat. I'll let you keep going now.
No, I was just going to say, Howard, I wasn't that concerned with the ride. I just thought that maybe, Vesting wanted to be more forwardly placed, so maybe that was the case, but I don't know. I just feel like I think if Vesting, who obviously this I don't know, is it the 6 in here? Who's the 7 in this race? I don't even know how to say that.
Rungius.
Yeah, that horse. Well, I don't think will be as aggressively ridden as he was last time, to be honest. I just think he should get a good pace set up here, and Rosario needs to take advantage of that.
So here are the 2 horses right there. There's Vesting on the inside. The outside's Crystal Quest. There's Rungia. So I don't really have a problem with the ride either. Pete, I guess you could argue he could have moved sooner, but then if you moved sooner, you'd figure he would finish worse than he did. When I say finish, I mean in this. I don't know. Vesting does improving though. I think this is the horse to beat. I'd like to see Rosario be aggressive. I think he's projected to be on the lead, guys. Let me double check that if I recall. No, the 4, but the 4 is out, right? So a lot of speed in here, guys. Vesting could be loose. We'll see. You never know in these races. Then is a horse that I actually loved back in December 29th. And how do I remember that? Because I was there that day and I couldn't believe getting 7-2 and completely blew by that field. He actually hasn't paired up that 91 yet. That last race was a crazy pass. He came from way out of it. I'm a little bit against him here. I don't know how good he is. I think he's talented, but there's other ones that are more talented. I will say one thing about Crystal Quest, and then we'll move on unless you guys have anything else. his last work was not very good. Now it was, I think it was a dirt work, which really should be meaningless in this conversation. Let me double check. No, it was turf. It was mundane. That's a word you don't see too often in the a mundane work. C plus. I don't know. It's a 4-year-old, Pete. I'm probably
He doesn't look like a great workhorse though either. Just on paper on the PPs, he doesn't generally have super strong works, and he's an off the pace horse. So sometimes that goes along with it, but I don't know. I mean, I thought Crystal Quest. I mean, he comes off the pace. You're going to have to be worried about the same thing that happened last time. Is he going to get going too late if you like him on top?
Yep.
And with a favorite, that's sometimes a scary proposition. He does get Pratt for a second time, so maybe Pratt will try and get him a little bit closer to try and get him in the mix, so he's not facing that same situation again.
Chris Couples had a really good stat on Shug in the first race, by the way. Long on grass. Shug is actually better than people think. Jeff Wilson said that was a fast pace for a mile and 3/8. I agree. A bunch of people like the 3. Then, we shall see. We talk about the entry, guys, and we got to move on. I don't like the entry at all. I mean, early adopters just slow to me. I don't know. I mean,
I think you just see the horses that he's run against, and that's going to drive the price down, maybe. But I agree with you.
Guess.
I thought nothing jumped out. This horse didn't seem to be improving enough.
Yeah.
But it's chat. Do you guys think? And I'm not a thinking about jockey gymnastics kind of thing. But there's 2 Chads in the race, and Pratt's not on either one of them. On the turf. And that struck me just a little bit. I don't care one way or the other, but it was just something I noted just in the back of my head, because you figure 2 Klarovich Brown horses, you think Pratt would be on one of them, even though it's not like he rides either one of them consistently. I don't think. I mean, he's ridden them both, but nothing consistent. So it may mean nothing, just something. How often? There you go, Mark Heft. Thank you. How often do you get a Brown coupled entry without Pratt and IRAD? Yeah, that stuck out to me just a little bit.
Pat, I'll let you comment on that, and then we'll move on.
It's an interesting point, Pete, right? Because, I mean, you look at a grade 1 later on in the card, and what is it, the personal ensign, where Pratt pretty much had a choice between Raging Sea and Randomized.
Yep.
And he got his choice, and he picks Raging Sea. So you do question if he has a coupled entry in here and he doesn't go on either of them. So that could be a signal. Especially
a low-priced one. So you figure you never know. Yeah.
The lodge disagreement between myself and people in the chat. I love it. That's why we got this show. Well, we'll see. I think Then is a little bit of a sucker bet. I just think he's a dead closer in a race without a lot of speed, and I think he's using some decent horses. Activist Investing would be the one I would definitely want between the 2. He's a nice horse, but he's, I mean, look, he was a 2-year-old, right? And then he was off almost a year, and then he was off a year and a half. It is good that this horse is now racing back, consistently, guys, but I don't like those layoff lines. And I mean, he's stuck in the 80s, right? I mean, when these Brown horses are good, when they're hit some of his better ones, you see that gradual improvement. I don't like Brown horses that don't really improve much. They get way over bet. They don't win. I don't know. Maybe today they will win. We'll see. Very interesting race 2. Let's go on to race 3, gentlemen. Appreciate people in the chat listening, watching. Again, Howard Kravitz, Pete Visco, Patrick Kunzel. Nice, bright and early here. Talking about the early pick 5 on Travers. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button on the bottom right-hand side of the screen and the notification bell on the top right. And people that were not here at the beginning of the show, we've got a great tip sheet. Look below the video player. You can still get it for today. It's 7 pages. It comes out every Saturday. It's all Saratoga today on our Power Picks tip sheet. Go to patreon.com, look below the video player. We also have a great website that Pete runs for the most part, hhhracingpodcast.com. Please check. One more thing, guys, we should mention. Let's talk about Adelphi real quick. Adelphi Racing, great sponsor. They had their first winner last week. My buddy Otello is running, guys, tomorrow. Actually at Timonium, Pete. How about that? Otello is running at Timonium in that special fair meet. So anyway, we are proud sponsors of Adelphi Racing and vice versa. We can't thank them enough
10
for
tomorrow too.
Support.
Are they Adelphi?
Gem 10
right? In the feature.
As is better lucky than good. They are both running together in a stake. Gem is going to be showing speed. is not good enough. Probably he's
I like
trying to
better.
set it up.
Actually, not to spoil tomorrow, but I actually like better lucky than good. That was my second choice. Rhetorical, right? Is the actually beat that 1A horse last out. So if Rhetorical, if the 1A runs well, I mean Rhetorical's like 1 to 2, so the expectation is that he'll run well. But
you'll like speed. Gem is definitely showing speed from the inside. We've wanted him to show speed. He always shows speed. He is gunning. He is going not to set it up for better lucky than good, but it's going to help better lucky than good.
That's good because
there's
I
some
like
information
that.
in tomorrow's New York Turf bred stake race. All right, race 3, real nice main special weight on the dirt. There's 2 of them. One for fillies. Race 6 is one for the boys, which is absolutely loaded, maybe even more loaded than this one. We'll see. $100,000, 6.5 again for the 2-year-olds. You see the scratch. 1 is out, as I mentioned on our Power Pick tip sheet, and Tom Amos mentioned live on air yesterday. And the 6, Patrick, Just Tell Ann is a scratch. Sorry, bummer for you. 12 on morning line. We'll let you make your adjustments. Why do I say bummer for Pat? Because that was his top pick. I'm going 1A 3-8. Pete's going 3-5-8. Pat's not going to go with the 6 anymore. He's going to go 3-8X. We'll get his third pick in just a moment. I'll give Pat a chance to make a decision there. Pete, let's go to you.
Yeah.
Touch of Magic 3-1, and I'll mention some works here. This is Asmussen Santana has been working very well in the mornings.
Yeah, it looks like it. And on this, from a breeding standpoint, on the dam side, very interesting. 42% wins, first-time starters, 50 with 2-year-olds, 40 in dirt sprints. And this horse is a half to Guarana. You can go to the siblings. Guarana was, awesome. Won the Madison, the CCA Oak, second in the Quintillion. Awesome horse, won the Acorn. And then scroll down a bit. There's a horse that some people like to make fun of. The third one down, I think, or the fourth
hold on.
one.
He's also a half to.
Yes, beatbox. I was trying to avoid your beatboxing, which is why I did not mention
I knew you
that
were.
horse.
It's like an embarrassment.
So that's why I was trying to scroll down as fast as
I was
possible.
waiting all morning for this, Pete.
I figured you were. That's why I dropped it.
Magic Dance. Go ahead. Talk about
no, not that one. Sorry, Cornucopian. Yes.
Yeah.
Who people make a little bit of fun of once he got on the Derby trail, but you see how he looked when he broke the maiden going 6. So this is the full, and this is a full to Cornucopian, full to Cornucopian, half to Guarana. So there's a lot to like behind, and Asmussen with, sometimes with these kind of horses in the sprints, he's tough. So I think there's a ton to like about Touch of Magic, which is probably why she is 3-1.
Yep. Oh, have a beverage there for sure. Okay, now I'm confused. You're going with the 4 and 3rd there.
Here, wait. I like this comment from Mark there. Beatbox to me is what Sierra Leone is to Pete. I like. Hey Mark, is that the horse or is that Howard's beatboxing or a combination of both? Let us know in the chat, please.
Pat, you're 4 now and 3rd. Did I see that in the private chat? Or
3-8-4. Yeah. Sorry for the confusion there. Yep.
Okay, no problem. The horse has B. Let's see here. I'm on another screen. Solid B and then B+ workout last time, Pete. I got a feeling this one is quick. I think this one is quick and very live. You can't see the board in terms of the pick 5. You're gonna have. That's why people are watching. Touch of Magic. You like this one also, Pat?
Yeah, it was tough for me to get fully on board with Touch of Magic because I could only watch that one workout drill, and I just, I felt like at the time, the purchase price, obviously with the stellar pedigree, and I believe like 3 Chimneys bought back this horse at the sale because somebody else bought the horse at first time. There was a lot of negatives, and then I saw the workout report, and I saw some of the notes, and that definitely put me on board here to put this horse in second. But I think this horse is very well meant, and Asmussen is hitting on all cylinders right now.
Pat, look who's here in the chat. Why don't you read that at the bottom of the screen?
Oh, Mr. Jim Pilares. Hello from the 4-Star Dave Bar in Saratoga. I can only imagine how nice that is right now.
Oh, my. I'm assuming Paul might be working actually right now, but I'm sure he will not be far behind. So very exciting. Wiz is here. I know we're going to see Wiz later today, Pete. You'll get the full Wiz experience on our live show because I know you're joining our live show later today. By the way, Saratoga today, starts at let's see, where's my banner for that?
You mean Weekend
3:30
Warriors? Saratoga
oh,
today
sorry,
is
my bad.
going on right now, so we've already started.
Thank you. Weekend Warriors at 3. It's a little bit early for me too. Weekend Warriors 3:30 Eastern live show. Check it out. The 1A I think is very live, guys. Bet the Gray. This is the other one for Amos, has been working very well. This is an essential quality filly, essential quality first crop sire, 2 for 15 right now. Actually better than you think in terms of progeny, because essential quality went long. You guys remember Chops on actually one for you, I believe, right, Pat? At Alice on August 10th. Weren't we watching that race?
Yes. Yep. That's
right?
correct.
There you go. So Pat might want to bet the Gray, literally there. This horse has been working very well, guy. Give you a little bit of information on the workout report for Bet the Gray. B+ workouts, working with some older horses as well. So Amos has been working him with good horses. The other filly, by the way, is fine. She's running next week. I'm talking about Celebrity Quest. So I think Bet the Gray, guys, is going to be very alive. This is 6.5 furlongs, by the way. It's not 6. So I just want to mention that. The other horse, Tam Tam, who Phil Bauer talked about on Fox yesterday with Maggie Wolfendale, said the horse doesn't always break great, but once she gets into stride, she's a big striding horse. Almost cost $1 million, guys. Princess Julia is the dam. This is a half to horses that aren't really having much, but the horses looked really good in the morning. Jose Ortiz. Of course, we'd be remiss also if we don't mention the $1 million baby, number 2, Glamorized for Chad. This is Maxfield, also a first crop sire. How about 25%, guys, first out for the Maxfields? And Godolphin and French Passport, the dam, has 2 of the 7 siblings. But look at this, guys. The number 2 is have to randomize. So my feeling with the $1 million baby, guys, I don't know if you feel the same, because neither one of us have the Glamorized in the top 3. I think she might want longer. I don't know if I love the rail. I think she's going to take a lot of steam anyway, though, guys, but I'm a little bit against her, Pete.
Yeah, no, I agree. I had some of the stats I was looking at on the, like you mentioned, French Passport, the dam. She's only 1 for 12 in dirt sprints on the win end. And Chad Brown himself, he's 3 for 30 with 2-year-old first-time starters in dirt sprints in the past year. So I was looking at it the same way. Like maybe this horse takes a little bit extra money. You got Pratt, Chad, and the $1 million price tag for Resolute. Maybe this one takes a little bit of money and maybe hits the board, but maybe needs a little bit more distance. So you wonder if that's a way to get some value if this horse takes more money than it seems, maybe lower than the 5-1 morning line.
I agree. Let's go on to race 4. Race 4 is another main special weight for experienced York bred, 6 furlongs on the dirt. 90,000 is the purse. Oh boy, look who's scratched. Coach Patino's busy recruiting apparently this morning. Coach, that was my second choice. I'm a little bummed about that because he was a price. Is out. The number 6 is out. Marika's back. The 10 is a first-time gelding. I'm going
America, by the way. America. Like America's back.
Oh, what did I say? Yeah. Marika?
You said Marika, yeah. Don't disrespect. Don't disrespect our fine nation on Travers Day, my friend.
Fair enough. Good point. America's back. You're
America,
right.
baby.
For Maker and Santana, I am not going 10-6-9 because the 6 is out. So I will make it I'll tell you what, I'm against the 7, but I'm gonna have to put him in there now. So I'll go 10-9, which is a little bit of a sneaky price for me. I'll go 10-9-7. Pete's going 7-10-1. Pat's going 10-7-9. Horses are going to take the most money by far are number 7, Keep It Real, and number 10, America's Back. A lot of these horses, Pete, coming out of a sloppy, fast race, totally different track conditions today. You're going to go with Keeping It Real, who's been a little bit disappointing, to be honest, but has won some of the fastest figs in this race for sure.
Yeah, 7's one of my best bets on the card. So we have a little bit of a disagreement there, you and I, but that is fine. Yeah, I'm just hoping that the getting back hasn't been on a fast track since being a 2-year-old. So I'm hoping getting back on a fast track today. You get Pratt again for the second time. Adds Blinkers, who has been, I think Paul had a bad blinker stats in graded stakes the other day when we were talking about one of the grade ones. But Chad, 5 for 7 wins, first time blinkers at the maiden special weight level on dirt in 2025. So it's a better move for the youngsters for him, and even on dirt, which is maybe a little bit surprising to some folks. But I think if this one just finally runs his best race, gets on a fast track, I think he might just be better than them, hence the morning line favoritism.
I'm not going to show the replay just because we're going to move along here, but he doesn't finish his races. Now, maybe it's been the competition. Hit the post is a nice horse. Maybe the blinkers on will help. I
Blinkers
don't know.
could help that, though. Blinkers could help. Maybe it's
No
a
doubt.
focus issue. We don't know. I mean, it's always hard to know until you see it happen.
Well, with the 6 out, that does change, to me, the complexion. I thought the 6 had a chance to wire the field. Now they got the 8 on top, who's very fast, but you figure the 7 and 10 won't be that far behind. Pat, you're going to go with the 10. So am I. America is back. I like the consistency here. I like the fact he's drawn outside of the 7. Yeah. I like that he's given a little more time. You figure the gelding's going to be good. Nothing real creative here. I'm just going to go with America's back.
Yeah, you pretty much said everything I wanted to say. The one thing I would note, the horse does tend to break a little slow. But that could, maybe cancel out getting the outside draw in here. So then the horse can, get over fairly easily. But yeah, Howard, you hit it pretty much everything you said. So I won't reiterate too much on that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I stole the proverbial
thunder.
Don't be sorry. Right out of Pat.
This horse could be the favorite, so don't worry. It's not like I'm
Guys, I want to mention an alternative to everyone. The number 9, Long Pour, who's 12-run morning line. This is a new horse for Asperson, Calumet and Saez. The first start was not very good. It was in the slop. I think, was that the same? Yeah, it was coming out of the same race. He did no running. There's nothing to show. But that track was awful, guys. And you know what? He was a first-time starter. He actually took a little money in that race.
Money, yeah. We did that race, I think.
Less than 9-1.
We did that race, I think, or somewhere, because I remember we had, me and you, I think, liked Crescendo's Reign a bit, if I'm remembering.
No, this was was a heartbreaking. Well, I didn't. I don't know if you remember. That's not the race, actually. Hold on a second. Let me go. Let's see.
Oh, no, I think I did. I think that might have been
Here we go.
Sorry.
I had Solo Jim at 10-1.
No,
pick play. I loved Solo Jim in that race and broke a little bit slow. And I remember the race very well. Anyway, go ahead.
Actually, I think that might have, was that the, yeah, no, that was, sorry. That was my day. That was the one I hit the pick 5 for like $5,000. So I had Crescendo's Reign. So I was happy when Crescendo's Reign.
Correct. I remember that. First time started for the Charlton Baker. Do you remember that, correct? Charlie Baker,
is that right? I don't. Maybe that sounds actually running tomorrow. I don't remember if it's in one of the races that we're talking about, but
you snuffed that out first time starter like 8-1.
It is Charlton Baker.
Yeah, Baker was like 1 for 70 before that race first time out, but Pete had the Charlie Baker intel.
I mean, you got it. Sometimes you have to know when you know. Even 1 for 50, there's always one. You have to get the other one in there sometimes.
Anyway, Long Pour. What I like most, this work was very good. And I think Aston might figure this horse out. He's got breeding. This field is a bit mad to me. I don't know if Long Pour can win. I'd throw it in there, guys, as an interesting alternative to the 7 and the 10. Let's go to the last race of the early pick 5 and let everyone do their further studying and enjoy their day. I have an opinion here in race 5. It's a turf sprint. Pat knows how much I love turf sprints, but I do have a bit of an opinion here in this race to close out a very fun early pick 5. So let's talk about it. It's New York bred allowance, 5.5 furlongs for older fillies and mares. The 11 and 12 are out. It looks like the 13 and 14 are in, guys. So we need to talk about those two. The 13 and 14 are in, 11 and 12 are out. So now it's a big field of 12 with the number 6, Haskell, as the morning line favorite, Clement and IRAD. Pat and I know this horse well because I got intel on Haskell last year from the Clement barn. And you remember this, Pat? I said this horse could be good. He completely freaked, and I think helped us in a pick 5 that day, if I recall. That was last year, Pat. I know you probably remember that. Let's go to our picks here. 4 10-6, and Pete's going 10-6-7. Pat's going 10-5-6. I'll let you guys talk first. Pete, you're going to go with Silsby at 3-1. I have mad respect for David Aragona. To me, Silsby is definitely the horse to beat in this race.
Yeah, I thought so as well. I mean, I think that breaks the maiden impressively. You always like when there's a, sort of a surface switch that moves a horse up, and that clearly did this by a lot with this horse. Then they had a little bit of a layoff, not much, but a little one, comes back in the Galway, actually closes really nicely. Didn't have the best trip, as you can see in the notes, was blocked. Now dropping back down, gets Lasix back again. The only issue would be, does Velasquez work out a trip from the 10 hole? But I think this horse is pointing up, and I think this is a better field in terms of sort of being at the level and maybe being a level above many of the horses in this race.
I agree. Let's talk more, but look who we've got on the very bottom of the screen, live from the 4-star. Dave looking very sharp. In fact, I'm not going to bring him on. We'll go full screen. Paul Halloran. How you doing, Paul? Welcome to Travers Day, my friend.
Well, it's another, as I said to our good friend Jim Pilar's walking in, Howard, it's another one of those nowhere else in the world I'd rather be days. So good morning to all.
Good morning. Congrats on the pick 5 yesterday, correct?
Well, I'll tell you, it was a team effort, Howard. Jim and I were talking about it walking out of here, and there was one horse in the sequence I definitely would not have played. And he had, and then there was a horse in the last race that he was not going to play that I had. So
beautiful.
Score 1 for the HHH crew.
There you go. Congratulations. We've got we have Jose Pita. ¿Quién sabe si las carreras americanas están suspendida, excuse me. So muchas gracias, Jose Pita. Thanks for joining the show, my friend.
Boy,
Good luck to you.
beatboxing and Spanish in the same show. Boy, that's
Hablé español para 6 años en mi colegio. Pero no recuerdo mucho. And if you want to know what that is, you can listen back. And
What's up, Jim?
I studied Spanish for 6 years in high school and college. I remember a little bit, but not a lot. All right, Jim Pilars is here. What's up, Jim? Can you hear us?
How are you guys?
Yeah,
Jim.
very good.
Jim, has Paul been a good host so far?
I had to stick my game up with Paul. He's got the sports coat, the tie. I had to pull out a nice button shirt.
Very good. That is Jim Pilars, everyone, who's often in our chat. Jim, Saratoga is special. Let's just finish talking about this race real quick, guys. We'll be happy to get to your opinions also. Pete had trouble in that last start, too. I mean,
he did. Yep.
You have to watch the replay. He should have been closer, and he wasn't. He got shuffled back. That was a nightmare race for us, Pat, if you recall, because we were there a few weeks ago, and the 1 wired the field. Remember, the 3 and the 4 didn't break. It was that turf race, and the 1 the field. Silsby was supposed to be a major factor. He's coming back quick, guys, but I think he's definitely the horse. But he's going to have to work out something from the outside. Let me quickly talk about a horse that I have some here. Marvelous Madison, the number 4 at 8-1. Take a look at his sprint, guys. His 2 sprint rate, or her 2. Boy, there we go. Here we go. Have another one. Have a drink, Jim Pilars, if you can hear me there. I misgendered. Marvelous Madison, guys. Look at her 2 sprint races. I watched the debut. It was solid. The one on May 10th was after a long layoff. It was not great, but it was fine. And she was facing Love Severe. Last time, not good at all. But I don't think this horse wants 2 turns at all. Lawrence Goichman, Paul can talk about that owner of the 4. I think Junior is going to set a great trip with this horse. I'm not blown away by anyone. I think Marvelous Madison at 8-1 could upset the field. Paul and Jim, while you have you guys on, do you have a thought in race 5? Then I'll let you talk about the Travers and we'll let you go for the day.
I like the 6, Howard, and the 4. Your 4 and the 10. Jim likes the 10 as his best bet of the day, I believe.
Whoa, Jim Pilars.
So there.
All right.
A bonus play of the day from the 4-star day.
Jim is a smart fellow, obviously, just like Pat and I, right, Pat?
Well,
Just
Pete, look at the company he's keeping.
I mean, it doesn't get any smarter than that. So, I mean,
No
what are you
doubt.
going to say? What else can you do?
Interesting. The number 14, Toriga, draws in, Paul. That adds a lot of outside speed. That hurts the speed. I don't know if you think that hurts the 6, Haskell, or the 10, but I would have preferred the 10 to have no one outside of her. I'm not saying she's not going to win, but the 14 drawing in is definitely interesting in this race.
I agree. I just think as far as the 6th goes, though, Howard, it is a long way out there to the 14, although she'll be, the 12, we said? 2 scratches, 2 draw in?
Right, yes.
So she'll be in the 12. It's still, but I agree with you. It's a definite send. I just think, I thought the 6 ran okay last time. I heard what you said. I think you'll be a little more forward with IRAD today. IRAD has ridden the horse before. Maybe made a little early move, or maybe didn't. But I just think this horse is going to get an upgrade in ride. Not Sammy Marin's fine, but IRAD's IRAD, and I think he gets the right trip today. She gets the right trip today. Oops.
Oh, Paul, come on, man.
Hey, I got to let Pat talk about the 5, and then we'll talk about the Travers for 2 minutes. And I know we're going a little long today, but, what the hell? It's Travers Day. 20-1 long-legged queen, the number 5. Pat, you've got second. I got to let you talk about this horse as a possible blow up the tote board kind of horse.
Yeah, she does look slow based on her recent form. I'm definitely not going to ignore that. But the one thing I will ignore is all those dirt races. Listen, she's a better turf horse. I mean, yeah. I'm not, I'm not nitpicking there. And I just thought she had a lot of excuses last out. Did break slowly, and was 3 wide. On what was at the time, I believe, favoring the rail path, and now she gets Saez. I do think she could be tough to reel in here. She's going to be forwardly placed, and I will put her underneath for sure because I think she'll definitely outrun her odds.
I think that's a really interesting pick, and I like that creativity from you, Pat. Frankly, a horse I'm not sure you would have been able to find 4 or 5 years ago when you started in this game. So I think that's a very sharp pick. If I recall, the 5, long-legged queen, Pat, just let you know, a solid B workout last time on the dirt, and this is a turf horse. So that should give you a little bit of confidence. Guys, let's go full screen to wrap up the show here with all 4 of you. And if Jim wants to come on, that'd be great, Paul. But if not, that's fine too. Let me get your opinions, Pat, especially first about the Travers today. It's a 5-horse field, of course, with 2 very talented horses.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not going to get cute. I just keep riding the sovereignty train. I just think a horse can do really no wrong when it comes to getting the sitting, stalking trip in here, guys. I don't have much creativity as some of you might have, but I'm sovereignty all the way, and I just really hope this horse can keep it going. And we could see those 2. You could see those 2, or the canoe, I should say, in the infield be in blue Sunday morning.
Ooh, good point, Paul. Pete talked about it ad nauseum. Paul, let me ask you one question, and we'll wrap up the show. I know that you want sovereignty to win. Where you and I are picking sovereignty. Pete's got magnitude. If magnitude is going to upset, do you think to go like 23 in a piece, 46 in a piece, 7, and try to run sovereignty to his feet? Or do you think it'd be better for magnitude maybe to go a little bit slower than kick away late?
I think I think that's the
run him off
scenario
his feet,
is to get a lead, and then. But I'll tell you, he will have to get separation on the turn. I think if you're going to beat him, it's because he doesn't get there. That's my feeling. And I agree. I'm going to go with my friend Patrick and say that he is going to get there.
I know you would. Well, Paul, we'll wrap up the show. Thanks for joining, man. What's the atmosphere like? Is it already crowded there? It's not quite even 10 in the morning.
It's 9:50. We walked in about a half hour ago, and the backyard is full. Pete, we are allowed to talk about the W word on days like today. It is, it's like 78 sunny with zero humidity.
That's beautiful.
It's unbelievable.
Yes.
Pete, I pointed out, Jim and I were waiting on the corner to give someone a few tickets, and I pointed to Kings, and I said, when Pete was there, he spent more time in Kings than he did in the racetrack.
I did. That's my. We got to get them as a sponsor at some point, Paul. I mean, as much as I talk about them.
Hey Pete, what's the name of that favorite bartender you have? I think we're gonna have to get to know him during the day here.
I don't know. It was a woman. She was awesome. She was. It was a couple years ago, so I don't know if she's still working. She was at the inside bar though, and she treated us fantastic, and she was awesome to talk to. But I don't remember. I had a few too many. Cocktails that day,
we
Jim.
believe
yeah,
that,
there was a few too many.
Paul and I'll be arm in arm walking out singing the happy song, hopefully, right?
That's what we hope, right?
So, Howard, if I could just give a plug, Howard, there's a pretty good 64-page edition of the Saratoga special online right now. ThisIsHorseRacing.com. It's a monster edition. I previewed the ballerina and the jerkins. Joe Clancy has a phenomenal story about Sovereignty's as a foal, her dam, her grand dam. Really went back into the lineage of Sovereignty. So even though I'm biased because I worked there, it's pretty good stuff. So.
Yeah, I actually promoted at the beginning of the show, Paul. I'm a step ahead of you, my friend. Congratulations on the articles that I haven't even read yet. I'm sure they're going to be outstanding. We'll wrap up the show, guys. It's been amazing. We went on longer this morning. We wish everyone great success in the Travers. We have Weekend Warriors. Paul, any chance you'll be joining us live today?
I'm going to try to join either from here or from the paddock briefly, yes.
So Paul will be joining us live later today. Pete is going to make his first appearance on Weekend Warriors in the second half of the show. 3:30 Eastern, all 5 grade 1s live right here, the audio on the HHH Racing Podcast for all the up and downs and the emotions of winning and losing bets. For Pete Visco, Paul Halloran, Patrick Kunzel, this has been your host, Howard Kravitz. Saratoga today on Travers Day. Crush your bets at the spa. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
If you have not followed his Triple H Horse Racing podcast, you're missing out. It's one of the best podcasts in the country.